Righto. Been a while since we've done much with the GXL, and a lot has happened, like a lot. So, in a nutshell, brand new paint job. That's right, Mark II. Reasons, there were some flaws in the paint. One, Shawnee wanted to touch up anyway, but the car got damaged by a clown who's been charged accordingly, doing a burnout in the car park and damaging all sorts of stuff, including the whole side of this car. Thank you, New South Wales Police, for your help with that one. And she had some rust, bugger me, more rust, and we'll go there. Show you where it was. In here and on the other A-pillar. So even though we had bare metal this car, probably best I go and show you on another one we prepared earlier as to what actually happened that caused us to repaint the whole freaking car. That's been cheap. Actually, it was cheap, thanks Sean. Did me a massive favour. As you know, I don't paint. So, the ute. Lesson. We will learn the lesson. So in here, this is solder, and anyone knows these old cars knows that that's solder, so they use lead, to join those. Even though we'd gone to bare metal here and we couldn't see anything and we treated it, underneath that blob there, bloody rust, and it blew up again. Both sides. So Sean stripped it all down, got rid of the lead, treated the metal, and then re-leaded it. So amongst a stack of other things that he's done, and because the moron in the, oh no, doing the burnout and just being a dickhead, I was going to say it, this whole side got peppered with rocks. Yay. But anyway, so we are effectively a new paint job. Now there was some flaws in here, and Shawnee's really gone over the top this time. Just really, he wasn't happy with a lot of stuff that he'd done before, and he went, nah, I just want to redo it. And this is just magnificent. It hasn't even been bathed. I've got to clean the car, but wow. It was good before, it's next level now. And end up doing this for the third time, and finally, the lump that started this job 13 years ago, yep, 13 years ago, has finally gone. It's all been cut out, and he ended up using some lead in there. So I've never done leading, no expert, but yeah. So we're bloody happy with the paint job. Now this is all in preparation for centre nats. So I've got to do a stack of work to the car in the next few days because my time due to work commitments is out from here. So by the time centre nats comes around, I'll have no time left outside this week. So we have a problem with the fast and another O2 sensor, I believe. So I'm going to put another one in it now, but what it's doing, nutshell, when it's cold, the thing's as rich as a pig. It's not bad when you are warm, running, you know, normal operation, normal temperature, but it's really inaccurate when you put your foot down. It's overcompensating with fuel, and then it's letting itself back off, and it's struggling to learn. And they say the reason that this problem occurs with the fast system is the O2 sensor is hardwired to ignition. Now, I've just had a look at the schematic over there. I can't tell from the schematic, but I'll take their word for it in the forums. And consequently, me turning the key on, letting fuel pressure wind all the way up before starting the thing is burning the elements out because there's no gases going over the O2 sensor. That's one. Two, it could just be leaky exhaust gasket. And what happens over time is the things try and compensate, the computer tries to compensate for an exhaust leak, apparently. So what we're going to do we've got both. So new seal, new flange seal. There is a slight leak just behind the O2 sensor, and I bought two new O2 sensors just for the trip. Now, the thing about the Fast that I like is that even if you burn one of these things out, the heating element that is, the car still runs reasonably good. Whereas the Holly, well, left me stranded on the Hume Highway and then was inoperable. The thing with its cooling temperature sensor problems, it just was inoperable. This thing seems far more robust and far more tolerant to having some issues. So anyway, that'll be enough of that. I'll get on with this O2 sensor. I'll do some testing of the ones that I think are dead and the new ones between the heating element ports, pins 3 and 4 if you're interested, and we'll see where we're at. Righto, so this is the left-hand stack obviously, and the gasket does not appear to have failed in any way, shape or form. There's a slight bit of soot there, and the right hand's got no evidence of leak whatsoever. I've seen new cars of better leaks than that. So also looking up onto the manifold gasket, there's no evidence of exhaust leak, which can cause the sort of symptoms that I've got. So we'll come back to the O2 sensor here. The car is filthy now because the amount of bloody bodywork's been happened to it, so that's all right. So we'll swap him out. As you can see, it's quite new. I'll do a resistance check, but while we're here, we'll have a quick look at what we need to look at for preparation for the trip. It's all filthy now. I didn't put it up in film, but I had to take the sump back off in situ, because the Crow cam ate the ice cog. There we go. And I had to drop it in situ. I was pretty happy about that. So when roller cams need a different cog to a flat tapper cam, there you go. Who knew? Apparently Crow did and Ice did, but Blue didn't. So anyway, I didn't swap it out when we put the roller cam in. So we've got, I'm not surprised, we've got a bit of a weep at the front, but it's a Cleveland and they always did. So we'll just give it a good clean and make that all go away. It's really not that bad. Shit, I just did my Fairlane, it's worse. Gearbox, no leaks at all, so that come up well. What else we got? The old 9-inch diff. There you go, she's having a bit of a weep. And see, down here we get -5. And, you know, it happens. The exhaust, it's not the exhaust, the bloody shock absorbers, I had to swap them out. They're brand new Munros because the Petters ones, even though they were new, they were old, if you will, they hadn't done much use. They had lunched themselves and spewed oil everywhere, as you can see. I'm yet to clean it up, so I'll do that while we're here. Exhaust seems to be staying where it should. Bit of breathing out the 9-inch again. It's just common. You sort of can't help it. Things that have oil in it tend to leak, and that makes it look like we've got a leak at the sump plug. We don't. It's just dribbled down to there. So I'll give that a degrease, and you can see the amount of dust. But you expect that after the thing has got resprayed again. Anyway, like I said, dust. Anyway, it's not a show car, it's a drive car that just looks really pretty on the outside. So we're not too bad. So we'll get this done. We'll start it up and see how it runs without doing anything else. Oh, look, I'll change this just because we're here, and that's the only reason. Righto, so what'll we find? So this is O2 sensor number 1. That was the first one that came with the system. This is number 2, and this is number 3. In fact, I've got another one so we could test 4, but I don't see the point because number 1 on the heating element, 4.8 ohm. 2 and 3, 2.9, 2.9. They're identical. And that's what the book says. I dug up something on the net about testing these Bosch, and they're a Bosch O2 sensor, that the heating element should be around that 3 mark. Right, so given that that's the case, we've got a tune problem, and you can just see how sooty that is. That's just shocking. Also, it was leaking, and probably pretty badly. So we'll bin that. We'll put a new O2 sensor on anyway. I'll keep the other one because it's probably not knackered. And we'll do a complete retune, see how we go. Righto, this is the third time I've attempted to do a summarising video on the GXL, and time's run out to do any more film on it. Apologies, I have missed a heap of stuff. How to repair the armrest, how we did extra repairs for the armrest with poly paint, epoxy, I beg your pardon. I can't remember if I managed to upload that onto the net. I know we filmed it. Things like repairing the park brake cable, I did it yesterday. Putting split pins in ends of it so it doesn't come back out of the calipers. Just so many little things that were missed. But can't do everything. Can't do everything. And we're just at the point now, I've run out of time in preparation for Centenats. We're departing in just over 3 weeks, but my work commitments are going to take everything away for that ensuing period. So, I don't know if I'm going to put the footage up that I took before, but in a nutshell, if I'm repeating myself, the car's had another repaint. Pretty much the entire car got repainted. There was rust in the A-pillars underneath the lead, even though we'd taken it down to bare lead, and the overlapping between roof and pillar. I might try and put that footage up again on the other ute so I can show what that looks like. But Shawnee had to do the whole top of the car, and then some peanut decided to do a burnout in the car park where his shop is and damage a whole lot of things, and he's in trouble with the police, and good luck to him. Thank you, New South Wales Police, for your help. So the whole side of the car got peppered. Nice. So poor old Shawnee had to do that. So it's been a massive effort. He's been rushed because he hadn't had a big time frame to do it. So we'll probably just go over the, instead of looking at me, over the latest paintwork, and it's you know, up another level. So we've got to fix some more shit yet. Did I say that? Some more stuff yet. Just some buffing areas or errors. But it looks pretty good. If you get close to it, you will see some minor flooring, but compared to what we had. So Sean wasn't happy with a lot of the paint. It'd gone weird along here, and it looked scalloped, if you will. But the corrosion was in here, like I said, overlap from roof to pillar. They put lead in them. So he dug it out. I'll try and get those photos up onto this video. But yeah, so the whole top side of the car got redone, the boot got redone, you know. And I've just spent the last 4 days cleaning the dust out of it, because when a car gets painted, dear Lord, what a mess. So many things were changed since we got the thing on the road. So it's been on the road for 2.5 years, and just trying to film and do as usual. Never got that fixed. And we have done some significant mods. Obviously, got rid of the red line inlet manifold and went for Elderbrock dual plane air gap. The thing's got a lot more low down grunt. Catch can. I run catch can on all my machines, the Fairlane, the XR8, the Territory, even my Massey Ferguson. I don't think it's a good idea for engines to rebreathe what bypasses the rings. So I just like to use catch cans. They're cheap to fit and they're very effective. Thermo fans. Gee, I had a bunch of upgrades to those, and we're at our final fit now, and that's been a bit of a trial and tribulation. Just grabbing the light so we can all see. It had the Aussie Desert Cooler ones, if you followed the videos, didn't fit. I had 11-inch ones that came on a cheap Chinese radiator, but they just simply didn't do the job. These are 14-inch, which is what the Aussie Desert Cooler comes with. And this one over here burnt out. I noticed that when I got back from paint the other day. It had nothing to do with paint. What had happened is I put some foam rubber sealing in down the side of the radiator here, and it managed to suck it in and get caught into the fan. So, but anyway, modifying an original plate, putting a seal on it, modifying the fans a little bit, we now have an effective cooling system with twin 14-inch. Trying to think what else we've done since the build, because that's the only relevant stuff here. K&N over the airflow, I just thought K&N. There's no real reason to do that. I just thought I wanted to do that. Shawnee did quite a lot of adjustment because we had some chipping on the original paint here, and we don't know what was causing it because we've got brand new rubbers. We can't see any problems with the mechanism. We've both had a go at rigging it. We're hopefully going to be A-OK now. Took the alternator out the other day, again for the trip, just to make sure that the brushes are okay, because believe it or not, that alternator, not radiator, alternator, was on the Fairlane that I wrecked to build this car, and I had that Fairlane, I got that 91, and I'm fairly certain I got that alternator before we moved to Darwin, the end of 95. So I've never looked at it. Pulled the brush reg set out of the other day. It's not even a third worn. By the way, even the reg set was made in Australia. That's an antique that's still working. Cool. So I bought a new one, new reg set brush for the trip. Brush block, that is. We put new fan belts on the other day. You can still get them, so we're taking spares of those. I'll take a spare oxy sensor, not that I think I need it. We got it running well now. I think the faults that I had were actually a leaky exhaust, and the computer was compensating for it to a point where it was just running it over rich. Doesn't seem to have a problem now. Like I said before with the Fast, I've got enough confidence in it that we're literally going to drive the thing across the country, which was the intent of the car in the first place. I never really filmed the interior well of this car. Tomorrow we're going to drive it and film it. We've done that before, but I never put it up. But, oh, you can see. It's all come up nice. That's the cruise control pad there. I think I've shown that before. The retro radio, it's pretty good. It's a bit difficult to use, to be honest with you, but it works well. It's got good sound. Steering wheel, that's a, what is that? It's an Italian thing I just only put in recently. I can't remember the name, but Avanti. But it's still using a Boss from a SAS, the last SAS steering wheel. So that was a very expensive buy. That was $750, I believe, delivered. And I started to use the Boss center from the SAS, the center from the SAS, because I couldn't get an Avanti Boss, the name of it is, doesn't matter, to fit the XC, or the supply didn't have one. Anyway, I've adapted that up. Now the thing about putting that bigger steering wheel in was that I can see the gauge is better now. Speaking of that, everything is nice and bright. You can see that lighting up, even though it's, you know. So the whole car is leather. Door trims are leather, everything. Just the way we did, or the way Steve did it. Steve at United Upholstery in Goulburn. There you go. Plug for Steve. We have about 3 people watching. But yeah, we're very happy with it. The car's comfortable. It drives nice. It's just it gets a lot of looks and a lot of attention out on the road wherever we go on the thing. A lot of people comment on the colour. Well, it's just original. I like that, you know, the old XC door slamming. We've got a spare wheel for the trip. Grab the keys, open the boot. Oh, and that's just via this little remote here. And it won't work. There we go, it worked. Just got to put a bit of pressure on it. It's a little tight. I haven't got time to adjust it. So that's inside the boot. He did the carpet to fit the original spare wheel I had, but we've gone and got a whole another 15-inch proper matching mag for the trip. So that's what we're doing now. So tomorrow we will take it out to a small country town called Young, where they have their annual cherry festival. It's a nice little drive out there. There's a great restaurant we go to, and just a final shakedown. That'll be it. That will be it. So just show you these. Just how bright these lights are for an old car. Look at those. Pretty happy with that. They're individually relayed, low beam and high beam. So that all worked well. I think that's about it. Got to get another one of these little plastic tabs. These are hard to find. What's it called now? I've just ordered them, 67 bucks for 2 bits of plastic. GT Spares, I think, in Melbourne. Sorry if I got that wrong. But yeah, they have them occasionally. That's about it. That's about it. We'll just kick her in the guts. Put a key in it blue, you idiot. There we go. Make sure it's in neutral. Always another good thing to do. There we are. Yeah, a lot of the sootiness is gone since I fixed the exhaust leak and put another O2 in it, but I really don't think the last O2 sensor needed to be replaced. She sounds tough as. It goes good. Very happy with it. It's been a pretty, been a big bloody effort to get it here. Like to thank my wife with all her patience in doing this, and it wasn't cheap. I can tell you it wasn't cheap. Anyway, see you at the Sanonats.